Hey, apostate family. Sorry guys, I've been having some technical difficulties. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, JW Suicide, Southern Boss Lady. Hey, King. Jennifer. Alright, cool. So I'm sort of like in this woodsy area. So I don't know, hopefully my signal holds up. Vinny! So, hey Don, cool. Faithful Slave. So this Kingdom Hall here is the Kingdom Hall where, this is sort of my adopted Kingdom Hall. Because when I came here from Belize, I stayed in the LA metro area for quite a few while, probably 20 plus years. Thereafter, I moved out to the valley, and this was one of the Kingdom Halls this was actually the last Kingdom Hall that I attended, and it's the same Kingdom Hall where I turned in my disassociation letter. And incidentally, I think this Kingdom Hall here is the same one that Michael Jackson's mom attended, being that it's like, not Encino, she used to attend the Encino Kingdom Hall, where my brother used to go, but I think she's at this one now because it's closer to her new home. But anyway, I got this book in the mail that I purchased from eBay. You guys might be familiar with it. But as you can see, there are rivets. There are rivets on this book. So obviously to anyone, they would look at a book like this and immediately think that it's fake. So I was pretty disappointed, when I got it in the mail. And I'm still trying to get an authentic Shepherd the Flock of God book. But I don't know. I'll keep looking. And by the way, you guys, don't be fooled if you find one on Amazon. Just be careful because, oh my goodness, people are just printing it like off of the internet, and the print quality, I don't know if you can tell, but the letters are all fuzzy. It's a really bad copy. But not to mention these ugly rivets. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I even bother showing an elder this book? Or a JW? What do you guys think? Yeah, Faithful Slave. That's funny because I actually thought about that. I'm like, how can I, get my hands on one of those elders book handbag or whatever? But then that would be criminal, wouldn't it? Could actually go to the popo for that. Prison, I mean. Yes, show Southern Boss Lady, 100%. Mauricio, just tell them the truth that it's a printed copy. Yeah, that's true. It's good to be honest, right? Make them think. JW Suicide, an elder will know. Yep, they sure would. I'm standing across the street, but I'm gonna cross back because I was trying to get a signal. Hopefully you guys don't cut out. But there are a few J-dubs here. I think they're the hardcore ones. They're probably meeting for early morning field service, because let's see, I think it's 10 o'clock. What time is it here? I think it's 9 o'clock here, or 8 o'clock. Jeez, I can't see the time on this thing. Anyway, it's early here in LA. So let me read some comments. Terry, the fact that you have a bootleg copy shows them that you shouldn't have it. Here are some lovely Jehovah's Witnesses coming in. Jimmy, I call them Jehovah's Hopelessness. Yeah. Doctor order. Burn a witch for them to show them that you're a good person. Brian, I thought you and Zeb were going to do this together and in LA too. Yep, it's something that, we've been talking about for a while, but stay posted. Southern Boss, the info is correct and current. Rub it in their faces. I would like to walk up to the front door, but the last time I was here, the elders told me that I was not welcome back anymore, so I don't know if that was like an official thing, like they usually tell Zeb and others about your invitation have been officially revoked or whatever. So I'm a little bit hesitant. But anyway, I also brought along today these flyers from Gigi or GB. It's Gigi, right, you guys? So as you guys can tell, this Kingdom Hall is nested in the middle of like this residential neighborhood. So all these people don't have a clue what the Jehovah's Witnesses believe and their harmful policies and all that good stuff. So it's too early to do witnessing or unwitnessing. And I don't see anyone walking their dogs. So hopefully I get to talk to somebody. All right, let me read some comments. The info is correct, yeah. Tell them you don't remember. What? JW suicide. Wait until they say your ass has been revoked. Yeah, I should probably do that. Dr. Order, point at their shoes and ask, what are those? Geez, I think I'm too early, you guys. See what a good ex-JW I am. I'm usually the first one at the Kingdom Hall and the last one to leave. So talk to me, you guys. It's a little bit early. So, and again, this is in a residential neighborhood. So not anyone around here to talk to. But I came here actually just to see if I can, talk to an elder and ask him about the Shepherd the Flock book and watch him squirm. That would be great. Tell them Merry Christmas. Oh, there's somebody walking their dog. But he's walking way too fast for me. Oh well. Ask why if you're mentally diseased. Ask why if you're mentally diseased, then what are they? Where are they right now, man? I don't know. There's like 4 or 5 cars in the Kingdom Hall. And there's no one outside. So I'm guessing that they're meeting for field service. Unless something has changed, I don't think they would have a meeting this early in the morning. All right, you guys, do you want me to go knock on the door? Solimar, just tell them you have some Watchtower literature you want to discuss. Then flash the front cover. Ask them if you're so against the internet, why are they selling their Bibles on Amazon? Are they, Nancy? They're selling their Bibles on Amazon? Can't hurt to try. Is it against the law to crash Kingdom Hall? Please let me know. I've found conflicting, confusing info in this. Yeah, you might want to speak with Zeb on that one, because I haven't done it. I don't know if I will. Do it, but be careful. How do I do that? Like, do I tiptoe in? Coco CJ, that's their property. Better to wait till they come out. That sounds like a wise thing right there. Hey, here comes a JW. Let me see if I can ask a question. They'll probably just ignore me. How you doing? Oh, just real quick, I wanted to know if this book, are you familiar with this book?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Are you a ministerial servant?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, it's supposed to be a book for the elders. It's called Shepherd the Flock Book, and it's all over the internet, and I printed it out, and I wanted to ask an elder if it's legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know? Is there any elders
Not right
here?
now.
Not right now?
They're going to be pulling in like maybe in the next hour or so.
Oh, in an hour or so?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you like looking for? Why are you searching or looking?
Oh, well, here, I can give this to you. It has information on what's been happening in Australia with the Jehovah's Witnesses, because I know you guys are familiar with what happened in Russia, right, with the ban. Yeah, something kind of big is happening in Australia, so that information will tell you all about it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be afraid to look it up, man. It's all true. It's been through the courts and it's documented stuff, but it's important for you to know.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you. What's your name?
My name? Adrian. Yours?
Phil.
Phil.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Phil. Take care. Bye. Okay, you guys. A little rusty there. A young boy alone with an older brother. Uh-oh. Hi, Maha. Is it Maha or Maja? I can never say that. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I couldn't read, I couldn't read your comments, obviously, when I'm talking to him, so sorry about that. Definitely not a father and son. This is true. Hey, but at least he was nice enough to actually chat with me. He was curious to know why I was standing here, videotaping their Kingdom Hall. So, yeah, the last time I was here at this Kingdom Hall, I had a conversation with 3 elders, and, I was sharing some tat with them. And, of course, they didn't like it, so they kind of ushered me off the grounds and told me basically not to come back. I came back, I think, one other time since then. And because they recognized my car as I drove into the parking lot, they literally had 3 elders. You see right there in the middle, that's their main entry. They had 3 elders standing there blocking the door. Literally. I know because I actually went to the door. I was going to go in. And 3 elders with their arms folded standing in front of the door, like preventing me from entering the Kingdom Hall. So that's why I'm really hesitant. Like if I were to go back, they can tell the cops, well, we already warned this guy, and then that would not be a good thing. Okay, guys. I'm just a bit too early. I'm wondering if I should just sort of like come back online in maybe 30 minutes or so. Phil did say that, people will be here in like an hour's time. Maja. Oh, there. Thank you. Maja. Thanks for clarifying that. Neil, saw a copy of Green Bible in Charity. Oh, hey, Mike and Kimmy, are you guys still here? Look at this. Look at this copy of the Shepherd the Flock book that I bought from Amazon. I mean, look at the rivets. And the print quality is terrible. So if you guys have any inside information on, where I can get an official copy, please let me know. That would be awesome. And I also have Gigi's flyer, Kim and Mikey, right here. You guys would be proud. And I want to educate these neighbors, the neighborhood. But it's too early here in LA, so everybody's still sleeping, and I don't want to be like the J-Dums and waking everybody up with my unwitnessing message. What is the book about, Adrian? What book? Shepherd the Flock book? Let me go tap on the door real quick, you guys. I hope I don't get shot. The only official copy is from an ex-elder, or the Ark. Hey, Mike and Kimmy, a circuit overseer reached out to me the other day via email, and they want to talk. So that would be really interesting. I already gave them my contact info. Okay, here's the big door. Pray for me, you guys, those of you that pray. Knock, knock. Hello, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. My name is Adrian, and we have some good news for you today. Okay, I'm rehearsing out loud. Sorry, you guys. It is so quiet here. I'm sure I'm on camera. Oh, there's the camera up there. I don't think they'll open the door. This is their bunker. Hello? Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh my God. This brings back a lot of memories. Crossing fingers. Are they gonna open the door? Well, let's see if it's open actually. Oh shit. The door is locked. No. I'm sure they're looking at me. There's a camera up there. And there's one right there. Two of them actually. So yeah, security everywhere. The apostate family, the doors look like chocolate. Is this the Willy Wonka factory? Yeah, right? It does look like chocolate. Christy, you're amazing. Jennifer, I don't think anybody's at home. I know, right? So I guess I'm gonna have to leave a flyer so I can at least have a placement. Let's see, I'll put this here. Oh, shoot. I used to hate doing that with the magazines. I could never get them under the door. Oh, shoot. All right, how about under the door? I'll just leave it there. Okay, there, one placement, and I'm pretty sure they won't open the door. So let me walk back outside. So what do you guys think? Home but hiding. Yes, I believe they're hiding. The doors remind me of a bunker. Home but hiding, that's right. Good job, oh well. I tried, you guys, I tried. What can I say? Wouldn't it be great if Michael Jackson's mom show up for field service? I'll be like, Miss Jackson! No, I remember when I used to go to the Encino Kingdom Hall, because that's the one that she attended for quite a few years. It's funny because like she would be sitting there, but like with her eyes closed the entire time. So you never know if she's sleeping or she's just resting her eyes or what, but she would literally just, you know, sit there with her eyes closed and like motionless. I thought it was the funniest thing. I admire your courage. Well, it doesn't take much courage to stand here in front of a Kingdom Hall. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. The apostate family, that's funny. Which friends are called Testigos de Jehovah. We call them Testigos de Jehovah, which means Jehovah's testicles. What? Testigos de Jehovah in Spanish, but I call them testiculas de Jehovah, de Jehovah. That's funny. Now they know how we feel when you knock on our doors. Hide. That's right. She was worn out after giving birth to all those little Jacksons. Oh my gosh. I'm getting bored. Let's see, what is this? Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, West Woodland Hills, English. So they meet tomorrow at 1, Thursday at 7:30. Hey guys, should I end this live stream and come back later when there are more people coming in? Maybe I can catch an elder then. Hello, hello, hello. No. Why did I guess that? But there's nothing happening, you guys. Yeah, come back later, right? Yeah, I'll give it a few more minutes and then I'll come back online. Okay. Oh, cool. This is still working. Can you guys hear me okay? I just got in the car and earlier I didn't have any signal in the car. Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right, I think I lost you guys, so. Oh, you guys can hear me. Okay, so, whenever, I guess I can chat for a second here. Whenever I hear of the term gutter activism, I have the feeling that everybody's talking about me. In fact, I know I am. They are. So let's talk about that for a little bit. What do you guys think about... Well, first of all, before I ask you guys, how you guys feel about my activism, let me just say that, because you guys know I'm a born-in, third-generational, on top of all of that, my formative years was in a very tiny town. I mean, the country of Belize, the entire population of Belize was only 130,000 when I was born, okay? So 130,000 people in the entire country of Belize, and I was born as a Jehovah into this organization in a tiny little town of probably no more than 2,000 to 3,000 people. And so we only had a congregation of probably 40 people or 50, if that. So that was the environment that really molded me in my formative years. So, I mean, not only am I a third generational, but because of the culture that I came from, I mean, this stuff is like hardwired into my brain. So, as I've mentioned in my other videos, we were also persecuted physically. People didn't like us preaching at their doors. Most of them were Catholics and other Christian organizations. So, I mean, I'm like so hardened, right? So hardwired. So that now that I'm out and I'm like wide awake, I still sort of have this militaristic mentality toward the organization. Fire marshal needs to be contacted about locked doors. Actually, Kim, I'm a contractor here in LA. So, I mean, as long as the door is not locked, from the inside and you're trying to leave, then they're fine. They can lock it for their own safety. Because I've looked into that as well. But where was I? Okay, gutter activism. Yeah, so I have this very, very militaristic way of thinking because of my culture, because of the way I was raised in a tiny little country, and then, of course, the trauma of leaving after spending 35 years of my life in this, and then on top of all of that, being shunned by everybody I've ever known, my entire family, my entire friends, quote-unquote, that I had. So my style of activism, I think, is a reflection of all of that. Like, I don't take BS from anyone anymore when it comes to um, when I see them BSing me. You know, when I'm talking to a JW either at their carts or in the streets or Kingdom Halls or wherever. Like, I have little to no tolerance to sort of dance around the issue with them. So I sort of like just go directly to it, no beating around the bush, and I let them know exactly what I'm feeling or how I think. And, you know, I've been obviously criticized a lot because of it, but you know, like what I always say, I only know how to do me. I don't know how to do Cedars. I don't know how to do anybody else to do their activism. I can only do me, you know. And this is the best way that I know how to interact with these J-dubs. And like I've always say, you know, I'm not really, because some people have asked me, you know, well, what's your goal? What's the point of your activism? Because what I'm doing is not helping anyone. It's not going to, you know, wake up anybody. And that may be true, but the way I see it is that, you know, I hit him over the head with the truth, right? We were always taught as Jehovah's Witnesses that when we go knocking on people's doors, we're not to expect that we'll convert them right away. What we try to do is to plant seeds, right? So I throw all this information at them, hoping that something will stick with them. There might be a change in circumstance with them, you know, in their lives. They might already be questioning certain things. So one never knows. My whole thing is that there is no right way to do activism. And dare I say, I don't believe that there's a wrong way of doing it. I mean, as long as you're not physically beating them or what have you. So that's sort of where I'm coming from. Very, very militaristic type of thinking. And once your brain have been hardwired, I mean, I'm telling you, it's so hard. It's so hard to sort of switch it off or change. I mean, and it's not like I haven't tried. I mean, I've been to therapy and all that. But to tell you how hardwired I am, I even question the therapist. And this isn't just a regular therapist, mind you. This particular therapist, you know, she works closely with Stephen Hassan. So she is sort of like his counterpart here in California. So I saw her for several sessions, um, but because you know, she's never been in a cult or anything, and I think it just didn't work for me, you know. I mean, what she was telling me was all fine and dandy, and nothing wrong with what she was saying, but in my brain, I just could not switch off to what she was telling me, you know. It almost came across to me as if this should be easier than I'm making it out to be. But the closest thing that I can compare my situation with is a soldier, you know, coming back from war and just being traumatized by what he went through and what he experienced and what he saw. And as much as somebody else trying to tell them it's okay, you know, try not to think about it, try to move on, this and that. That soldier is the one that actually lived it. You know, that soldier is the one that have to live with himself day in, day out, and handle it the best way he can. So I'm not saying that going to a therapist is bad or wrong or not helpful. It might be and it is for actually a lot of people. In my case, I feel like it really didn't help me. So crashing carts and talking to JWs and talking to folks is, for me, self-therapy. It helps a lot to sort of like get it out of my system. And like Mikey, you know, some people think Mikey might be a little bit harsh or whatever with his words, but I totally get where he's coming from. You know, I totally understand him, and that's how I am. I think that the biggest difference between him and I is obviously he's still a believer and I'm not, but it doesn't mean that I still can't be a good person. So anyway, let me look at your what you guys are saying. Dr. Order, yes, Adrian, Don Kim, or Don Elizabeth. Let's see, this is the light of eternity. But it works. Do you guys have any questions for me while I'm waiting? Mikey is the bomb. So who is it that's on here? Is this Mikey or Kim? Who with the Kim and Mikey 2.0 channel? Hey Cheryl, I think it is good to unwitness at carts. Mikey! Hey Mikey, I love all that you guys do, and I don't know how the hell you guys do it so often, because it's physically and mentally draining. So that's why I think it's good to take breaks, but you guys just keep on going, and I have no idea how you do it. That's just amazing. And I don't know if it's because, you know, both of you guys were Jehovah's Witnesses, and that makes it easier, but yes, it is. JW specialists, have you been to a trauma specialist? Well, let me just say that, I mean, I think I'm the poster child for Watchtower as far as who they claim, you know, a former Jehovah's Witness would become after they leave. Because now that I've left, I am such a skeptic with everything. I don't respect authority or anything like that, I already go into these therapy sessions with a negative attitude, thinking like, shit, they don't know what I've been through, they can't help me, blah blah blah. And then they you know, I'm in the session, and then I end up questioning them more than they questioning me. So yeah, I'm very I'm a very skeptical person. I question too much, I think, and for my, you know, for my own good, I would say. Can I do 130 over me now? Yeah, so I see some of you guys agree. It's really hard, you know, when you're born into this and you really trusted everybody. You trusted your parents, we trusted the elders. We literally trusted. We were so naive. I am still so naive, you know. There's so much to learn from being in the real world. And a guy like me is really the poster child for, you know, the product of the Watchtower. Born into that cult, oh my God. It screws you up mentally. Big time. How long have you been an activist? I started late February posting videos, but prior to that, for a few months, I was crashing carts, but not recording it. I was really trying to get the witnesses to see that they're in a sinister cult. So I would share scriptures with them, even though at that time I was sort of on the fence about whether or not I believe in God. But I would share scriptures with them to point out their faults, to point out their changing doctrines, to point out the fact that they've modified the Bible, all that stuff. I've done all of that. But, you know, I've been doing my activism consistently now for about 10 months or so. And the one thing that I've learned is that it doesn't matter how refined you are with your speech, with your presentation. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have about the Bible. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have about their own organization. You know, none of that will be a determining factor as to whether or not you can wake up a Jehovah's Witness. It really doesn't. So when I see other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses criticizing people who are activists, you know, I mean, I first of all, I don't do that. I mean, I think it's wrong, because everybody is in their own path as far as healing from this. Like, I consider myself so over the fact that my activism is to wake up people. I mean, what I try to do is just to expose them, right? I expose them. I throw I throw truth bombs at them. I see how they react. I'm documenting it. I let the world see how they treat a former member. So that's really my angle on it. Not so much to try to wake anybody up. Um, I've done all that, and it's not for me anymore. I'll leave that for others. So if people want to refer to my activism as gutter, I'll happily take it. And one thing that I can say, you guys, that being a born in, that now that I've left, nothing. I'm not offended by anything. My heart has been so hardened by my experience that nothing anybody ever tells me or can possibly tell me will offend me. I mean, my JW training just automatically switches it off, because you have to remember you're in the gutter too, apostate family. Because you have to remember, going door to door as a child and being in a country where you're persecuted, you learn how to shut off these emotions and these feelings. You learn how to be a shell of a person. That was my training, how to not let what other people think of you or their view of you affect you in any way, shape or form. So now that I'm out and I'm like hardwired, I can't change it. I feel like I'll just die with this mentality, like my attitude is almost fuck the world. I don't care what people think of me, or any of that. So I mean, it has spilled over into my own family. I don't really care at this point. I mean, I do and I don't. Obviously, I want my family back. I mean, who wouldn't want to have their family back, right? But just the fact that I've taken the time over the years to share the things that I've been finding out about their organization, and for them to then start shunning me over it was like such a blow to me, because my whole thing was like, Mom, Dad, you guys taught me from infancy to not tell lies, to tell the truth. And and there they were acting as if I am Satan's son, lying just because I was talking negatively about the organization. It's just terrible. But anyway, let me see. We all have climbed out of the watchtower gutter. Yeah. Cheryl, give me love to Kimmy, James, and Cheryl for Christmas. Your activism is life. Bob's daughter. Dr. Order, what's better, the allegory or the alligate? Allegory. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get that, Dr. Order. There's power in that mindset. Yeah, there is, but it could also be a problem, because like with my own wife. So I haven't really talked much about my wife, but I guess I can share it here while I wait. I was thinking about making a separate video about my wife and how she have had to deal with my issues, But let me just do it here. It'll just be on the fly. Okay, so I met my wife as I was sort of leaving the watchtower. And so, well, let me back up a little bit, So as you guys might remember, I was I was one of those Jehovah's Witnesses that were very like focused on theocratic work and all that. So I never dated, I never had a girlfriend or anything, right, until I was 25. So I was 27 when I met my now wife, and she was never a Jehovah's Witness or anything, but because I was still sort of heavily indoctrinated in believing that the Watchtower had the truth, I told my wife, who was my then girlfriend, that she would have to study with a Jehovah's Witness, in order for my family to accept her and for them to even come to our wedding. So she was so cool about it, she was like, okay, she'll study. So she ended up studying with my aunt, who's a Jehovah's Witness, and they studied for about 6 months or so. But during that time, I was going through this deep, like, cognitive dissonance, like, because remember, this was right after I had went through my judicial committee meetings and stuff. And the way they treated me just sort of like messed up my entire world. I didn't know that elders could act that way behind closed doors. But anyway, I already sort of knew that continuing to live this life was not going to be something I wanted moving forward. I mean, I would still go to the meetings here and there, just to maintain a normal relationship with my family. But during that time, so my wife was studying with my aunt, and I knew in my head that after the wedding, I would have my wife stop studying because I did not want her to be baptized. So that was what happened. It went according to plan. My wife, sort of faded away, I guess, from my aunt. She never officially told, hey, Jehovah's Witnesses are coming in now. There's a car. So she never officially told my aunt that she would stop studying. She just sort of like, told her that, she's busy with work, this and that. And so she slowly stopped with her studies, which was great because that was what I wanted. And I told her this. But, I mean, there came a time when I just dove deep into research because, again, I was still sort of indoctrinated. So I had to prove for myself once and for all whether or not they had the truth. So I would start researching their main doctrines, such as 1914, different scriptural points, such as preaching, because I had heard that, hey, why do we need to go literally from door to door? So I had to study the context of the early Christians and how they went about preaching, what did going to door meant. I mean, I just went through sort of everything that I was taught as a Jehovah's Witness. I did that for 5 years, you guys, like just going through the Bible and like tearing it apart, trying to convince myself one way or the other. This entire time where my wife comes in is that I was neglecting my wife in every which way. I was neglecting my wife emotionally. I was neglecting my wife financially because I was almost paralyzed to the point of not being able to function in society. I literally could not focus on work. I could not focus on my wife. My wife would be having a conversation with me and I would be in La La Land. Okay, I do live in La La Land, you guys, but like literally, I live in LA, right? But literally my wife would be talking to me, having a deep conversation about something, and I would just be spaced out, like not focused at all. Because my mind was always thinking about these issues, right? That I've been doing research on. And because she was never a Jehovah's Witness, she was never really a religious person or anything like that, whenever I would try to share these things that I was learning, it would basically overwhelm her and it would cause her stress and anxiety, and it just sort of compounded the whole issue. It made it worse. So my inability to focus, my inability to function in society caused a lot of problems between me and her, because I really sort of shifted the load on her to support the family financially, emotionally, and I was literally absent for a few years, you guys. I was literally mentally absent from my wife, and it came to the brink that we almost, got a divorce, but I just could not deal with it. Because remember too, my family, they started shunning me. So awakening to reality was something that hit me so hard. I was in the RBC, the Regional Building Committee, for many, many years. So I learned how to, do construction work. I also had a love of architecture, so I learned architectural drafting. So I did that in the RBC as well. So it was a natural extension for me after I left to sort of, get my contractor's license and so on, which I did. But I was so messed up mentally and couldn't function in society, that for another 4 or 5 years after getting my contractor's license, I did not use it. I did not practice my passion, which was construction, because I had this fear of quote unquote worldly people. I thought that, if my projects were less than perfect, they would sue me. I had this unhealthy fear of worldly people because I never had any worldly friends. I never had any worldly associates. Even at work, I just kept to myself. So yeah, here I am. I have a contractor's license. My wife is like, okay, why aren't you getting projects? Why aren't you working? And at the time, I didn't know. I just felt paralyzed mentally. I felt paralyzed because I felt like nothing was worthwhile anymore, because what was promised to me was that I would never grow old and die. I was promised that the paradise was right around the corner. I learned how to read from the Great Teacher book, okay? I didn't learn to read from any secular book. I learned to read from the Great Teacher book. And so my whole world, my whole bubble was wrapped up in this watchtower, So reality really, really shook me up. And in many ways, I still struggle with it. Like, I still don't have quote unquote worldly friends. Well, to be honest, guys, I don't have friends, period. Other than you guys that watch my videos. But anyway, that aside, my wife, she had to support me, okay? Like, literally, I became like a third child. Because I have 2 kids. I have a 9-year-old and a 23-year-old in college. He's my stepson. And my wife had to take up the burden of supporting me and the kids financially because I was just too, I don't know if distraught is the right word. Maybe depressed. I hate depression because I've always think of somebody who's depressed as being weak-minded, but I know I got to get that out of my head. So my wife have been a lot, and the funny thing is that I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, and maybe one of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a whole lot of videos whereby the spouse who was never a Jehovah's Witness talk about what it's like living with somebody like me, a born-in who was like heavily indoctrinated, and the stress that a person like me would put them through and all that good stuff. So my wife is actually a silent victim of the watchtower because I wasn't raised like a normal child, So imagine a normal quote unquote person dealing with a person who was as heavily indoctrinated like I was. Imagine, me telling her parents, oh no, I'm not going to your birthday parties. Oh no, I can't go to the Christmas party. And this was even after I had faded, you guys. I had already stopped going to the meetings and everything. You would think like, okay, what's your hang up? What's holding you back? What was holding me back was my hardwired brain. Compliments of the watchtower. That was what was holding me back. And when your brain is hardwired to do something, it's difficult. It's difficult to change that. Is that a brother? Let me zoom in over there. That looks like it's a J-Dub. Let me jump out really quick and ask him about this book. Hopefully he's an elder. How are you doing? Hi, are you an elder? Are you an elder?
Yeah.
You are? Oh, I wanted to ask you about this book.
What about it?
Is this a real book? Like, I printed it from the internet.
It's a book.
It's a book? Yeah, I know that. But is it something that you would have as an elder? No comment? I was just wondering. Okay, he doesn't want to answer. So cult-like. Anyway, let me go back to my story. So much for that. Okay, where are we? Doctor order, I work, study, learn, exercise, I have money, get along with people. Sure, if you can have an honest discussion with these people, or you can't, because they don't possess the ability to examine themselves critically. Yeah, Cheryl, the elder just walked away. I showed him the book and he just kept on walking. Yeah. All right, getting back to my wife. Yeah, so she's a silent victim in all of this. You know, I've put her through a lot because of my mental state after leaving Watchtower. And I don't come across information regarding people who have been on, her side, who was never a Jehovah's Witness, but end up marrying a heavily indoctrinated former Jehovah's Witness. I mean, I'm looking at the comments. Can you guys point me to any YouTube channel or any information that could possibly be of, help to my wife to see that there are others out there who are in, her situation, dealing with a person like me? Are there any information, any books or whatever? Yep, I'm a robot. She tells me that a lot. Adrian, I'm still asking around to see if anyone has hardbound J.W. Shepherd the Flock book. Thanks, Cheryl. So I'm guessing you guys are not familiar then, right, with any books or YouTube channels or sources for people who were never Jehovah's Witnesses but end up marrying a former member. It was my story. Okay, they're all pouring in, you guys. Jehovah's Witnesses are all pouring in now. My cousin attend this Kingdom Hall, by the way. Hopefully she doesn't show up today. Adrian, what I would do is pick testimonials that mirror your own feelings and ask your wife to watch them. Yeah, she's watched many YouTube videos, but she still feels like, she hasn't really, like for example, I've put her through so much, mental anguish that she doesn't know who to turn to talk to about it. Like, if she tries to bring up any issues with her mom doesn't know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, and so she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand. You know what I mean? And if she was to go to a therapist, they wouldn't get it, or I don't think they would get it either, because we are in such a unique situation being former Jehovah's Witnesses. It's crazy. It's hard to even explain to a normal person what it's like growing up as a Jehovah's Witness and all the shit we have to go through. Oh, let me see what time it is. It's almost 9. Let me see if I can get one of these J-dubs to answer a question. Hey, the door is wide open this time. Wish me luck. Excuse me. Hi, I have a quick question.
Sure, come on.
I'm Adrian. How are you?
Hi, Adrian. Robert Viapondo.
Oh, hey. I came across a book, and I wanted to ask you if it's a real book that you guys have. It's Shepherd the Flock book.
No, that's not ours.
Oh, it's not yours? No? You guys don't have a book like that?
Yes.
Oh, you do have one?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Because I was reading it online.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you can verify if it's true. On page, I think it's 72
Uh-huh.
of the Shepherd the Flock book, it talks about a 2-witness rule where you need to have 2 witnesses.
2 or 3, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 witnesses to bring a case of child abuse in a judicial committee or something like that. Is that true?
I'm not sure. You'd have to show me the page that you're talking about.
Yeah. Let me show you.
Because I don't think that's in any of our...
Oh, okay.
publications.
Let me see if I can find it. Again, this is a copy from the internet, so that's why I wanted to verify. Let's see. It says right here, if the accused denies the accusation, the investigating elder should try to arrange a meeting with him and the accuser together. Note, if the accusation involves child sexual abuse and the victim is currently a minor, the elder should contact the branch office before arranging a meeting with the child and the alleged abuser. If the accuser or the accused is unwilling to meet with the elders, or if the accused continues to deny the accusation of a single witness and the wrongdoing is not established, the elders will leave matters in Jehovah's hands.
Yeah, I don't recall anything like that. So that's not in one of our publications.
Oh, do you have yours?
But so what's your point?
Well, I wanted to know if that's true, whether or not you guys require 2 witnesses. Oh, do you have it online?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's page 72, paragraph 39.
So what is your point you're trying to make?
Oh, well, I was abused, you know. So,
Abused by who?
by an elder.
Mm-hmm. And?
So, I wanted to know if that's your policy, where you guys do require to have 2 or 3 witnesses when it comes to child abuse issues.
Excuse me, I'm just
Oh, sure.
trying to get it working here. Oh, honey, don't carry that. Let William carry that. All right, let's go to books. And you're talking about the...
Did you find it?
No,
No?
that doesn't mean it's not here. It's just I just don't see it.
Oh.
I'm going to set up when I get back. I just got it in the car.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's
I'm
fine.
not going to set it because the wind is blowing.
Okay.
So as long as I got that, that's good. Don't take too long to
So,
set up.
Walter,
Thank you.
I can't find the OR book.
Road ebook?
Uh-huh.
I think it's a Shepherd the Flock book.
No.
No?
No.
You guys don't have that book?
No.
No?
This is the OR book. Organized to...
Accomplish?
Yeah. So what he was saying that he was abused as a youngster. As a youngster?
Yeah.
By an elder. And so what was the
Oh, it's this book here. I got it from the internet. So I wanted to ask one of you guys if it's real.
That's not one of ours. That might be an apostate book.
An apostate book?
Yeah, because that's not one of ours.
Oh. What's your official policy then?
With regards to that, well,
Yeah.
that would go to the elders, and the body of elders would handle that matter.
No, I mean, but is there such a thing as a 2-witness rule?
They would investigate it. So I don't know what that rule. That's why I'm not familiar with the rule that you're talking about.
Oh, but you said you're an elder?
No, I didn't say I was an elder. I'm a ministerial servant.
Oh, you're an elder.
No.
You're not an elder?
No.
Oh.
So that's why I was looking for in the OR book with regards to if somebody were to bring up the case. And that's why I'm asking what's your point, because we do have an investigative committee or a committee that would investigate that.
Okay.
Because that I'm not familiar with that what you're talking about. That, and I know there's some apostates that used to be Jehovah's Witnesses that are trying to make Jehovah's Witnesses look
See, there's an
bad,
official website, jw.org, but
which you have access to. You can.
Yeah, I went on jw.org, but this
Have you
this
printed
book's
out- you
not
printed-
there. No, I got this from another website.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's an apostate
yeah, so it's
website.
not ours.
This is apostate book.
Yeah.
It's not ours.
So I couldn't.
I was wondering about the rivets.
Yeah, I know that has nothing to do with us.
Okay, so it's not an
Are you
official
local?
book.
Are you local?
Yes. Okay.
Um,
But you should ask your elder though, because I think that is a. I've
Well,
heard it before. You should ask an
no, it's a
elder.
legitimate question. Yeah, but
I mean, my concern is that these things happen in secrecy.
well.
So yeah. So then, why would anybody ask for 2 or 3 witnesses? Because it wouldn't happen.
Right.
You know
that's
what I
why
mean?
you have a body of elders, but there's a committee, 3 of them,
Yeah.
that work together on those kinds of
Any
issues.
accusations
And
come
and,
up,
and I'll tell you that the brothers in the anointed, the governing body, are very, very sensitive, very sensitive to that. Even before you can become appointed as a ministerial servant, then you have our body of or an elder.
Yeah.
You're asked that very specific question, with regards to child abuse and former.
How would you know? You're not an elder.
But I'm a ministerial servant. So that.
So for a ministerial servant, they ask
absolutely.
you that?
Yeah, that's very specifically. Very
They ask
pointed.
you whether or not you have a history of what?
If you've had any in your background.
Oh.
In your background, any kind of child abuse or any allegations, and there's no date to it. There's no stop date to it. So, because just for that very reason, you wouldn't want any one of the ministerial servants or elders accused
Right.
of that kind of thing. So,
Okay. So you're telling me you're not aware of this 2-witness rule, even though earlier you said 2 or 3 witnesses.
No, that has. Well, Jesus referenced that.
Yeah.
With regards to wrongdoing, and that's
Yeah.
any kind of wrongdoing, not just child abuse.
I got to get Paul.
I know
Thank
you.
you.
do. So, what I'd like to do is I'll give you my card and my phone number, and we can chat about it some more after I find it, because we're having a meeting for field service.
Oh, you're going out on field service?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do have a card. I'll put my phone number on it.
Thank you.
Any one of you have a pen? I'll get one.
Have you heard about the Australian Royal Commission?
No.
No?
What is it?
Oh, it's they investigated a bunch of institutions in Australia, and one of them happened to be the Jehovah's Witnesses, and so the investigation had to do with how they handle child abuse cases, and in their investigation they found over 1,006 abusers. Of those, not one was reported to the police.
Yeah. Well, a lot of religions, including the Catholic Church, have been accused of that, and I'm trying to be sensitive to the situation that you went through. So I appreciate that. But I can't address something that I haven't read, so I wouldn't want to discuss
Well,
that.
I have the information here. It's important for you to look at it.
Okay.
It's close to my heart, and this is from your organization. Jeffrey Jackson was part of this investigation.
If he was a former witness, then he has the axe to grind. So that doesn't.
He's
really...
not he's your governing body member, Jeffrey Jackson.
Oh, so what is your point there?
No, that he was part of this case study.
Oh, okay.
So it's important for you to look into it.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, I
Give me your
appreciate
first
it.
name again?
Adrian.
Adrian, I'm Robert Villapondo.
Thank you
And
so much.
You have my phone number?
I do. So it's
so-
okay to call you sometime?
Oh, absolutely. So just to reverse that, but that book right there has nothing to do with Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay, nothing to do with Jehovah's
Yeah,
Witnesses.
so- but it's not published by us.
I did print it from online, but but this book was part of the case.
Well,
The government have that book.
Again, I see this as an axe to grind against Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh,
That's the way
okay.
I look at it. So, but
Okay.
we can talk about it some more.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
Adrian.
would love that. You guys take care. Bye. So what do you guys think? Oh my goodness. I really had to hold back. I didn't want to, go be too crazy with them. Oh, darn it. I was going to offer this gentleman something and I just realized I don't have any more flyers. Okay, where are we? Dr. Order, so did Jeffrey. Did you guys hear he thought Jeffrey Jackson was an apostate? OMG. That was hilarious. And I'm pretty sure, you guys, that he's an elder. So I don't know why he would lie and say, oh, he's a ministerial servant. Wow. That was crazy. What time is it? 9:11. I gotta jet out of here because my kid have karate lessons. So hopefully we still can live stream while I chat. Hold on. Are you guys still there? Okay, cool. So anyway, those guys are a bunch of liars. Wow. Fucking liars. You know, and I really had to sort of like keep it together because I was really ready to let him have it, but something just kept me from doing that. Anywho, final thoughts before I'm gonna have to go. I'm on my way back home. Let's see. He was sketchy. Yes, very sketchy. Alright, maybe it's not such a good idea to try to read these texts while I'm driving. Otherwise, you guys will see me crashing live. So I'm gonna pull off to the side in a second. Just give me a second here. But man, he told, this one guy told so many lies. It's not even funny. My goodness. Maybe one of you guys can, you know, capture those clips where, you know, he was just telling bold-faced lies. I showed him a copy, a printed copy. I even said it's a copy, okay, from the internet of the Shepherd the Flock book. He was like, nope, it's not our book. Nope, we don't have a book like that. I was like, what? He's got to be kidding me. And then also, too, did you see the other guy, the that came later? Now, him, I've seen him before. And I'm 99.99% sure that he is an elder. He used to attend the Encino Kingdom Hall where I once went. And now he's here. I'm pretty sure he's an elder, but if you guys look at the video again, he plainly said he's not an elder. Wow. That's crazy. So I'm gonna pull off in a sec so I can read your comments. Okay, y'all, let's see what's happening. Chi-Chi says, I bet they are elders. It seems like they are. I like that, Blue. Naming the governing body can be a new form of activism. So that guy was either ignorant of who his governing body members are by name, or he was just totally playing dumb with me. That was just crazy that he's like, oh, he must be an apostate. I'm like, what? Liars are normal within JW, yeah. Mukes, maybe he got removed from being an elder. Maybe. Yeah, the word elder. It does that to me too. Penelope? Oh, great, courageous work you're doing. Thank you for your videos, man. You're welcome, dude. Take care, Dave. Thanks for watching. Don, I think one of them was an elder. I think both of them were, if you ask me. See, I was in it for 20 years. Jessica Gonzalez. I never knew about the book until the Australian Royal Commission. That's right. A lot of people, you know, didn't know about the Shepherd the Flock book. But if they were go to the Australian Royal Commission and they actually research it, they will find out that, yep, it's an official book that the Jehovah's Witnesses have. At least the elders do. Jeremiah seems to think that they played it smart. Maybe you playing dumb will get him to look into it later. So did I play it dumb enough, you guys? I don't know. Theocratic warfare at its finest. Never have business dealings with an elder. They're corrupt from personal experience. Ramundos Martini, that's right. Thank you, Chi-Chi. Mama Bear, encouraging to the XJW community. Thanks. Gary Kunkel. You do know that since the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that it was all right for police to lie to defendants to get the truth, Watchtower has followed suit. An elder told me so. He has been at 33 DM. Yep, they sure know how to use their theocratic warfare. That's for sure. Thank you, you guys. I don't know if I quite finished talking about my wife and, you know, the headache that I've put her through being a former Jehovah's Witness, born in, but there's a lot more to say about it, and I think I'm running out of time because I'm gonna have to go. But needless to say, I have put her through hell, and I blame the Watchtower 100% for this. You know, I did not have a normal childhood growing up or anything. And then, boom, reality just slapped me in the face one day, and I had to come to terms. And she was collateral damage. So I'll probably pick up the story another time. But anyway, I gotta say goodbye. So, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, I don't know, I hope the video was educational for you guys, eye-opening for others. And again, I continue my quest to expose the wicked tower. I cannot wait for their fall and their demise. You know, and I thank all of you guys who are activists out there in whatever way you choose to be activists. I commend you guys. I mean, I know it's not easy and it's draining. It's crazy how it's mentally draining to do stuff like this. But any hoots, I love you guys. Take care. And until next time, bye-bye.